everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all types of topics related to narcissism. So if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I would really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up. It's a free way you can help me out, so definitely don't forget to leave a comment because I like to read what you have to say. I'm going to begin before I get into the video by telling you that I'm making this video a little bit later than I usually do, and I'm in Joe's garage and there are 4 chickens in a pen nearby. So if you hear any chicken noises, it is almost certainly Iris. She has been making her little chicken noises, but for those of you that don't know, when a chicken is about to lay an egg, they actually do this, it's called like the chicken song. And so they get loud. So you might hear Iris. So if you hear a chicken, that is Iris. She wants to say hello. And hopefully she'll keep it down. But I can't quiet a chicken down. It's not like the dog or something that I can ask, stop. Iris she's gonna be making herself known, I have a feeling. So with that said, I hope you'll be all right with that. One of the greatest gifts that someone who should be one of your greatest supporters can give you is not believing in you and massively underrating who exactly you are as a person and minimizing your worth. I know it doesn't feel like it when you're going through it, but pain like that, internal struggle of that magnitude will revolutionize your soul if you let it. Yesterday, I was at a doctor's appointment with my son, and when I happened to check my email in the waiting room, those few minutes took over the rest of the afternoon, into the evening, if I'm honest with you. My lawyer had sent me an email with some paperwork from my ex. While reading it, I felt like I'd been kicked in the teeth. I couldn't even finish reading it. I texted Joe and asked him to pray for me. Then I forwarded the email to him and waited until I was home to finish reading it. Divorcing a narcissist is an ordeal. It's work. It's spiritual warfare. You're separating from something vile, a creature, something massive and distinct from a human being. And it's absolutely like nothing you've experienced. And that's exactly why you need to show up for yourself during this season of hell like you never have before, because this is going to try your soul. Now, the reason I was so upset at reading the email was twofold. It was a financial disclosure form that I had no idea I was supposed to fill out. The lawyer situation for me has been very trying. The unfairness gets to me at times. My ex's rich parents are paying for his attorney, so he can speak to the attorney whenever he wants. I know he's having his hand held. I, on the other hand, am struggling financially, and my attorney knows this, so she is not available. And then, on top of that, she makes snide comments to me that are not professional. When I had to pay for the mediator that I didn't want, and I'm going to get into that in a minute, she said, if it's true I make less than XYZ dollars a month, I can try to get the fee reduced. If it's true, so she thinks I might be lying to her. Yesterday, as I was looking at this email with the financial disclosure form I had no idea I needed to fill out, she wrote, I hope you're almost finished with this because we can't proceed until you are. What? I didn't even know I was supposed to do this. Now, I admit it was probably me who missed it, but I only get emails with attachments and no instructions. It is very confusing. I am not an attorney. So here I am, I'm getting mass information. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've mentioned before, I feel really like I'm constantly confused. I really wish she could have said on an email, I've attached, how long would this have taken, really? I've attached a financial disclosure form. Please fill this out by such and such a date so we can proceed. Joe said she's more like a public defender, and I think that fits very appropriately. Now, I understand she doesn't have a responsibility to work for free, but I'm not receiving the information that I need. And I've had issues with her responding to my questions, and I overall feel like she doesn't like me. It's not a good situation. I'm at a huge disadvantage, and I can't afford another attorney. One of the things that Joe said to me is he's like, Sharon, I get what you're saying. I understand. He's like, but there must be a reason. God must have had her for a reason, because I did get this attorney through my pastor, but still, it's horrible. I'm constantly confused. And you know what? The reason, and this is me just saying this, that I don't know that this is true, but she's like a big time feminist. I have a feeling that she doesn't like that I stayed at home and didn't work. I just have a feeling, my mother's like that. I have a feeling that that is the problem that she has with me. Well, she was smarter, she wouldn't be in this situation. And then she's just bowing down to my ex's attorney, whatever he wants. I don't have a say in anything, nothing. It's not, all right, well, we're going to do, what do you want? All right, we'll talk to them about this. It's just, this is what's happening now. Like the mediation, for example, I don't want mediation. I don't want that at all. I had to pay. It's not even just the money too, but I'm just saying I had to pay for this. I don't even want it. It just, this is what we're doing. This is how it's going to be. And this also even happened when I tried to file for divorce. Some of you may remember, I wanted to, when I escaped in December, I wanted divorce papers on my kitchen table for my ex. And my attorney told me, no, you have to wait a month to show that he's not asking about the kids. He doesn't care that you left the state with the kids. And let me also add, she was the one that told me to leave the state before I filed for divorce. So here I am, I leave the state, I go through all this trouble, and she wouldn't let me file for divorce at that point. So I waited, and at the end of January, I said to her, I'm ready. It's been a month, I want to file for divorce. She didn't get back to me. I kept emailing her, texting her. Weeks and weeks went by. It wasn't until March that finally she got herself enough together to file for divorce for me. It took a lot of work, a lot of paperwork, more fees, more money, more notarized, more overnight delivery stuff. And then I thought it was all done. And guess what? Some of you may remember, my ex ended up filing for divorce right before me. So his divorce papers went through. I got served a couple days later after he did, but he filed with the court first because his attorney's on the ball. So what ended up happening was that instead of me having that advantage, now he has it. So now all the paperwork we put together, all the things that we said, all our demands, they're nothing. They don't exist anymore. We're just going by what he says, what he wants. And as you can tell, I'm very, very unhappy and frustrated about it. And I'm in a bad situation because there's nothing that I can do about it. So my ex is very much running the show. However, something huge happened that I want to talk about. There's some good news. Oh, there's Iris. My ex lied to me about his retirement. He told me that he didn't have any. I expected there to be at most a few $1,000s in his 401k. Well, according to the financial disclosure, he has about $300,000, and I'm entitled to half of that. That was a huge surprise. I still can't believe it. I kept saying to Jill last night, I'm like, it still seems kind of like a shock to me because I really believed that he had just a couple $1,000s. Like that was it. I've mentioned before, like I expected to leave this divorce with nothing, like literally nothing. I wanted to get child support for my kids, my son. My daughter's 18, she's still in high school, so according to my lawyer, I would get child support for her, like for the from January to June. My son is 15. I want child support for my kids because my ex stole money from them. I want to try to give them some of that back. But other than that, I knew I'd get some money from the house, but the house is not in great condition. So I didn't expect to get that much. And I was willing not to. I asked for alimony only because I need to have some bargaining position with him. I was not asking for anything really from this divorce at all. There are certain things like legally that he has to do for me. That's really what I was asking, and even less than some of that. My attorney back in the day when I was talking to her over the summer, she told me that, we could get you 60% of the house and we can do this, we can do that. Well, now she seems to just be like, well, whatever your ex wants. I mean, that's kind of how it is. It's very upsetting. But I'm going to tell you something. I am determined to get through this. I'm determined to get through this. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to be free on the other end. And anything that I have to go through, I really do believe that God is watching over me. I know he rescued me from this marriage. So he's not going to rescue me and then, as Joe always says, drop me on my head. But that doesn't mean that this is not a very trying situation. But there is some good news. However, here I am like on this roller coaster, up, down, up, down. There was some very upsetting news in the financial disclosure form as well. This actually upset me to such a degree. Poor Joe. I was distraught. It took him a while to calm me down on this one. He's telling me, I'll tell you what it is in a minute. What do you expect? Of course he's going to do this. My ex has $1 million life insurance policy that I was the beneficiary of. Now, I understand, like, obviously, I'm not going to be the beneficiary when I'm divorcing somebody. However, my ex changed me from being the beneficiary. And of course, I say this, like, I might never have been the beneficiary. That's the thing. Like, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you don't know what's going on. But I thought I was the beneficiary. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. But you know who is now? His parents. What about his kids? I can't. My ex gave my kids PTSD. He stole every dime they had. I worked hard. I had invested money in the stock market. I had done so many things to try to get my kids something so they had something going into their adulthood. They each had around $10,000. He took every dime of it. Every dime. He took their college savings, all of it. They literally, my kids don't even know all of this. He took everything. I wanted them to have something back. I really wanted them to have something back. That's why I'm asking for child support. Because really what I want is my freedom. And I want half the house because it's my house too. That's what I wanted. However, now to find out that my kids are not the beneficiary to his life insurance, what? Who would do that? Like, that's shocking to me that somebody could do that. I was very, very upset about this. You know, here's the same person a couple weeks ago. I'll actually link it down below. My ex has been giving my kids a silent treatment for 2 years. And all of a sudden, you know, and this is the thing with my ex. This is how the silent treatment began with them. I told him the kids didn't want to see him, and that's the truth. That was the truth. And he replied, well, screw them. Hasn't spoken to them in 2 years. Now suddenly that the divorce is ramping up, now he's pretending he wants to be this father. So he sent an email, and that was it. I mean, he probably thinks that was like this huge thing. And in it, basically, it's your mother's fault. I love you. I wanted to get in touch with you. She wouldn't let me. And he's showing this by making sure that his kids are taken care of if he happens to pass away. So in death, he's taking that spitefulness with him. That's a narcissist. Watch their actions. How they act and what they say are two very different things. So I was distraught over that. It was just a bad afternoon. So it was good, the retirement. That was good. That was something I didn't expect. But this is this creature. He's screwing over his own kids. I can't fathom that. But that's one of the reasons. You know, Joe said to me, he's like, you know what? Look at this. Look at it this way. See, there's validation. You had to leave. Look at this person, this thing. Who doesn't do that? You know, Joe and I don't think we're special for doing this, by the way. We sacrifice. We put our dreams on hold because we have 4 kids together that we have to raise to adulthood before we can do things that we want to do. That's natural. It's what you do as a parent. When you think about these narcissists, and his ex is the exact same way, they don't care. They'll just leave it to us. Well, that's our problem. And then at the same time, you know, everything's on us. We pay for everything. My ex doesn't support the kids at all. He doesn't make sure the kids are okay. He doesn't know if they're okay. He has plenty of cash, but he doesn't care. He wants us to struggle. I told you, this is the same person that wanted us homeless. However, still, even with that update, I want to go back to the beginning of the video where I said that one of the greatest gifts that someone can give you is not believing in you. And I want to explain that because I think knowing the power that has will help some of you. Unlike many of you, so many of us who were or are being abused by these things, these creatures, that think so little of us that they lie to us, ignore us, discard us, cheat on us again and again, we end up feeling invisible. And I know a lot of people feel so low and so insecure, we don't believe we can leave, that all we can do is stay in misery, that's our lot in life. But that's where you're wrong. Our struggle is our gift. We can really change our reality with it. So let's talk a little bit about who the narcissist is. They're not in touch with reality. They're one-dimensional. We know exactly who they are and what they think. Emotional intelligence is dangerous to narcissists because they can't understand it. Narcissists want us to be dependent and fatigued. They grossly underestimate us. That's how I got out. I escaped right from under my ex's nose because he believed I was a spineless coward whom he controlled. I was living in this house in New Hampshire, but the house was my cage. But the reality, he is actually who he believed I was. My ex has never gone through anything. His parents, mommy and daddy, have rescued him time and again. They've bailed him out, build him up, they would encourage his bad behavior. They turned him into a loser. They encourage unethical behavior. Narcissists thrive by keeping us in chaos. They want to keep us confused. But if we refuse to go through life with our brakes on, when we're willing to suffer, we can become anything. Our pain and our struggle is our one-way ticket to our dreams. None of us have to be stuck in these horrific nightmare relationships. It took me so long to get out, so I understand that, and I get it when people think they can't get out or people who stay. I know. I was so there. But what I try and do, I'm not trying to tell people what to do, but I'm trying to encourage you because I felt like that and I believed I was stuck. I did not think I could get out. I thought, all right, this is my lot in life, but it wasn't. I escaped and I have a lot of hope for the future. Yeah, right now I'm going through some financial difficulties, but I'm not overly worried about that. I know it's up to me to get, if I can get out, and I'm going to get out. I'm not afraid to work hard, and I'm free, and I'm comfortable in my own skin. There is life after narcissism, and I am telling you that because I live it. I'm not telling you because I think this can be this way, or I hope so, or I read this book and this is what the book said. I'm telling you everything that I live every single day. I refuse, I refuse to let my ex control one more second of my life. He can have his high-powered attorney. He can try to paint me as this horrible, evil person that, left him when I shouldn't have, and whatever he's saying. It doesn't matter. I know the truth. God rescued me, and I'm going to move forward and have a wonderful life. Joe and I have a whole plan ahead of us, and I'm excited to live it. My kids, his kids, they're going to have the advantage of two parents that love them, that will sacrifice for them, that will show them that just because bad things happen doesn't mean that they have to stay that way. Life is what you make it, and all of us can have the life of our dreams. I know that. I believe it. So I'm going to continue documenting this. Now, the video is getting long, so I am going to end it here. There's just a couple of things I wanted to say. I mentioned on the community page yesterday, I have 2 Instagram accounts, and I'm not very active. One of them, the Sharon and Joe Show one, I have not. I have 3 posts now. I posted a couple times yesterday. It's just been sitting there. I have another one, Savingheartsfromnarcs, and I'm going to put the links underneath in the description if you want to follow them. I have a giveaway coming up on the Sharon and Joe Show pretty soon. I'm waiting for something to come in the mail so I can take a peek at it. So there's like a little hint. Then I'm going to do a contest. So you do need to subscribe to be part of the contest. But I have something fun coming up. I want to try to do more on the channel. It just, Joe and I, it's kind of like our baby. It's fun to do together. So definitely check those out. I'm going to post every day. I'm going to try to post every day. I'm going to try to get into that habit. And I also, over the weekend, I did my child impact class. So like the class about how children are affected by divorce. I'll talk a little bit about that in Friday's video. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry about Iris making her little chicken noises. So I do think I'm going to get an egg from her today. But I will see you guys all on Friday. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. God bless you all.